Good day, gentlemen. In today's video, the core wound that pushes women away, and you don't even know it's happening. Let's go. Good day, gentlemen. Welcome to the Remarkable Man Project. I'm Dwayne Klassen, and today, gentlemen, we are diving deep. Have you ever felt that you're doing everything right? You're doing it by the book. You're loyal, you're hardworking, you're supportive, and still she pulls away. Maybe she even left you, and you're still scratching your head about what the hell happened. Brother, it's not because you weren't good enough. It's because there's an underlying core wound that's running the show. This is an unconscious core wound, and it has been dogging you all your life. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the core wounds that you don't even know that's running the show, what to do about it with some powerful keys. So you want to stay to the end because the last one is a jaw dropper. So let's look at our first key. And this is the invisible wound. Why you keep losing when you're doing everything right. So the first thing we need to understand is what a core wound truly is. Your core wound isn't something new. This is something that you've had most of your life. In fact, these core wounds are locked in at childhood. Yeah, your parents, guardians, people that were in your life in a mentorship or role model role. These are when the seeds were planted and you got sold on a certain way of being or a certain behavior, which was modeled by most likely your parents, especially when it comes to relationships. How you interact with women, what you consider to be love, what you consider to be romance, what you consider to be intimacy, has all been taught or programmed into you by your parents. And here's the most interesting part of this, is that it is programmed at the age of maturity it was founded in. Say, for example, your parents were always arguing. It might not be a knock 'em out, drag down fight, but they were always arguing. Nothing was ever calm. Then they got into a separation or they ended up getting divorced. And you're 6 years old. What ends up happening is you interpret events at that level of maturity. And so you lock that in. And maybe you are considering that's your fault. You got sold into this idea that, hey, my parents split up or dad left or mom left, and there's no longer unity or happiness in the home. And you take that on as your fault. Now, fast forward into adulthood, you will start to show up in situations where it is very similar and you will revert back to the 6-year-old mindset. And there's nothing you can do about it. This is why you slam the door. This is why you run away or hide or get quiet. Whatever your response mechanism is, it's just showing up in that way. And for a lot of men, they're going, man, I can't believe I showed up that way. Man, where'd that come from? Whether or not it's abandonment, worthiness, or fearing not being good enough. These were all founded in these places of your childhood. And this even goes into being the nice guy or being a good man. That hell no, I'm never going to be like my dad. So you stepping up a notch and you are doing everything in your power so you're not showing up as your dad. But what ends up happening? Sometimes you end up being your dad. It's programmed into you. And these core wounds create a frequency. And these go out, and this is what women are picking up from you, that there is a disconnect from the remarkable man within. That disconnect shows up as a little boy at times. When she sees that, it becomes a red flag. They start pulling away, and you don't understand why. But I want to make sure that you understand this. This is not about blame. This is about you taking responsibility for how you showed up through your past into your present. And so you can springboard that into your future. This responsibility is about learning all aspects of who you are. This is truly about seeking excellence. And by seeking excellence, you're learning about yourself. Why do I show up the way I do? Why am I wired this way? Well, dig into it. And this is the power of shadow work. And it's something that I specialize in my coaching. You can dig out all the pieces that are preventing you from creating the remarkable life you desire. Remember, self-responsibility is not blame. It has two very different frequencies, and you can feel that. So let's get into number 2 and how these core wounds shut down or sabotage your masculine presence. If you need any indication that your core wounds are still unhealed, it's in you showing up as needy, or you're emotionally shut down, or you are over giving. Maybe you get super defensive whenever someone is challenging you. And when this happens, it breaks down your polarity. And this is why women do not feel safe around you, even though everything you're doing is to provide that safety. And I want you to consider looking at a moment in time when you needed to get validated from her. Like, say, for example, you said, I love you, and she did not respond with, I love you. Or you did something for her and thought it would just blow her mind or make her feel good or happy.
I can take even the frilliest girl dress and fold it with complete accuracy. Boom.
And she was kind of meh about it. How did you respond to that? Did you get all up in your stuff? And here's another one that's very, very common. And this is where someone is telling you that you hurt them. And your entire world is never to hurt anybody. And yet they're telling you that, hey, I feel hurt in this situation. But you get all up in your stuff going, I couldn't possibly hurt you. I did this, this, and this, and this, and this. And no, I didn't. What you're doing, though, is deflecting, and you're making it about you, because now you're all up in your ego because you are trying to do the self-preservation thing that the persona that is you is legendary. It's great. You're not your dad. But here you are defending when someone is telling you that you hurt them or made them feel hurt. Now remember, this is not about you. They're telling you their truth. Something you did caused them to feel pain or caused them to feel less than. But instead of trying to heal that, you go all up into your story and your drama. And this comes from your core wound, brother, that you aren't good enough. And by making someone feel the way they feel is a big exclamation mark that you're not done yet. You're not perfect yet. You haven't healed everything yet. So what you want to do in this situation is you want to just breathe that in. Because remember, it's their stuff, what came up for them. And all you need to do in this moment is find out what that is. Wow, I had no idea that you felt that way or that I triggered that in you. I'm so sorry. That was not my intention. I'm quite surprised that my actions or what I said, or maybe my tone, caused that to be a point of pain for you. You see how you can separate the two. Once you let go of the ego, that wound doesn't have the same level of control or hold over you. And in a lot of ways, when you are deflecting your responsibility in it, she's feeling that she needs to pull away because she feels that she has to be burdened by your unhealed pain. And I know it sounds very unfair that you've got to be her emotional rescue, but she can't be yours. And I've done videos about this, about diving deep and going narrow with your pain rather than just letting it all come out. As the remarkable man, you've got to have some containment on your emotional release. For a lot of men, when they're carrying those core wounds, some of them will show up as emotional release. And you've been conditioned or told that a man being emotional and being in his heart is what women want. They do to a degree. But if you go over the edge, then she has to be responsible for that emotional containment. And that brings up the ick in women. It truly does. Don't buy into the Hallmark movie that the man is going to get the woman because he was emotionally expressive and heart centered and super kind and the good man. That's in the movies, brother. In real life, you know that the bad boy comes out of the darkness, sweeps her off her feet, and away they go. And that's happening to so many good men right now. So, number three, brothers, this is the shift. So, number three, brothers, this is where the shift happens. The healing starts with ownership and not performance. What do I mean by that? You can't outperform your core wounds. You have to own it. You can't pretend it's not there. You can't bury it away. It's always going to be there, undermining everything you're trying to create. Because if you don't do this on a conscious level, it's going to do this on an unconscious level and sabotage your happiness. It's just the way it works. I know that as men, we're wired to seek that external validation of crushing it, money, cars, house, the trophy wife. All these pieces fit together nicely to put that persona out there. That fire is there so that you, as the remarkable man, are forged from the pain, the discomfort, and the discovery of all the pieces that you've been burying away. It's a powerful thing when you realize what's been at the root of why you show up the way you do. It's why I do the work that I do, brother. It's why I've been working with men for the last 13 years, because this is core shadow work and working with the little boy within, healing him. There's so many men right now that have never been told that they're good enough. Men out there with these little boy wounds where that little boy never got the love, never got the kudos, the accolades that, hey, man, that's my boy. I'm so proud of you. You've got to find yourself the right container to heal these core wounds. What is it costing you when you don't do this authentic action? It's important that you are doing the deep dive, whether that's with your journaling, a men's support group, or coaching to help you get through the hard, to help you understand, to help you see from the 100-foot view of what needs to happen in order for you to be unencumbered and set free from these core wounds that are sabotaging your happiness. You got to get proactive, brother. Remember, this is not about blame. This is about you taking responsibility for your life, to truly taking control back and being the remarkable man you know is within. And remember this, just like with your core wounds, your emotions, and the energy that you're holding on to, what you bury does not die. It just runs your relationships in the dark. All right, let's get to our fourth powerful key. And this one's the most important, so lean in. Brother, she is not leaving you. She's leaving the little boy that's running your life. She didn't leave the man that you are. She left the little boy that is still unhealed. Female nature. Women know on an energetic level if and when your masculine frame is not solid. That little boy, well, he shows up when your emotions are unregulated, when you start to get out of control, when you're not in control of your state and you start reacting and pushing back. The little boy shows up when you are reactionary and not leading. When women see and feel the little boy within, brother, it's damn near impossible for her to see the man. And this is why when relationships start to go off the rails, very few times is a man successful in salvaging it, coming back into that energy where he's in his masculine frame. It's hard to do in real time. This is why it's so important that you are doing the work. And a lot of times men will have to break up and go dark for a while to heal those wounds so that when she sees him again, maybe months later or years later, she goes, wow, you look different. You've changed. You look great. How have you been? Looks like life has been good to you. Now she's starting to see what she couldn't see before. When a woman sees the little boy within, it triggers her motherly energy. And a woman doesn't want to feel that motherly energy around her king. It's It's repulsive. Now, understand this. Women are hardwired to soothe, no question about it. And she will soothe those wounds of the little boy, providing they're in containment. Remember, short, deep, and you're out. Always, always be there to go, babe, I got this. I know it's been tough, and I really appreciate your support in this. You've got my back. You are the wind in my sails, but I got this. I'm going to get through this. And you own it. You just own it. Now she sees her king again. She goes, I'm not responsible for his little boy within. I'm not responsible for his emotional wounds. I'll be a support, but at the end of the day, he's responsible. And remember, this is not blame. This is taking responsibility. Brother, your core wounds do not have to define you, but they are here to shed light on where you need to do the work. And dig deep. Be unapologetic about healing those wounds. Do the work, whether that's on your own, watching videos, or getting coached. And if you want to explore your coaching options, send me a DM or click the link in the description and book your breakthrough discovery call. Let's have a powerful conversation about where you need a breakthrough, including healing those core wounds to amp up your authentic masculine power and be in that masculine frame where she goes, that's my king. Link in the description. Brothers, this is an incredibly nuanced conversation, as they all are. But if you're dealing with these habitual programs that keep sabotaging your relationships, tell us in the comments what's coming up for you. How do your relationships shape up? How do you manifest the type of women that you manifest? And how did the last relationship end? Were you a good man and she still left? What's been your story? And if you want a powerful resource, brother, I encourage you to get a copy of my groundbreaking book, The Remarkable Man, Champions to Women, Here's to Children, and Brothers to Each Other. It is the book that started the Remarkable Man Project, and it's been a key component in helping men become the remarkable man within. Get your copy today on Amazon, link in the description. And brothers, if you're looking for community, if you're looking for support from brothers that are going through the similar situation that you are, level up and join the Remarkable Man Project School community. This is an incredible resource with the tools and the support and the brotherhood you need to truly be the remarkable man within. Click the link in the description. It's free to join. Gentlemen, we are in a crazy clown show, upside down world. At no other time in our history does this world need remarkable men. My question to you is, will you be one of them? Gentlemen, subscribe, comment, like, and share the Remarkable Man Project to the men that matter to you. Remember, you're not alone on the journey. At the Remarkable Man Project, we've got your back. Have yourself the best day. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.